Annoying fly, get away from my video recorder! Anyways, let's get this started with. Alright, today guys, I'm going to talk about Charles Dickens' book, Great Expectations, chapter 41 to 59. So, let's get this started. In the morning, No, that's from chapter 40. After 5 days of enduring his convict that he hoped at the beginning of his life, like, hey, I'm a little wee little, what, mister? I'll do anything for you. Like, I'll get me some food and a fire. Okay, so, and goes, steals, almost gets captured and stuff. Yeah, and after 5 days of enduring his guest, Pip is forced to confront his problem head on when Herbert gets home because this convict has been sleeping on Herbert's bed while Herbert was on a business trip. Magwitch leaves and Herbert and Pip actually discusses the situation and agree that Pip must somehow get free from Magwitch. However, so this is their plan, like Magwitch has to get away from the country so that a lot of problems will be solved. Then he'll have to figure out how to actually how to part ways with him forever and have no contact with him. And also, he was eventually ashamed that when he found out that Magwitch was the person who gave him all that money. Eventually, a lot of great things happen. Like on the day when they're supposed to get Magwitch out of safety, like a few days before that, Pip visits Sada's house, where he finds Miss Havisham there in her wedding dress, and the cake being very, very rotten. She eventually accidentally gets her clothes burning, and Pip tries to save her, but also burns himself in the process. Miss Havisham dies, and that's what happened. Yeah. Then Stella comes, and a lot of great other things happen too, and lots of madness happen. Estella decides to marry someone else other than Pip, but then it turns out Estella made a very terrible choice. That person beats her up. I mean, Estella's intelligent. She would win unless Bentley starts beating her, and that's very, very bad thing to do with a wife nowadays. But then again, this is the 19th century, guys. This is the 18th to 19th century, guys. What do you expect? Eventually, he's ashamed of having all his fortune gotten by such a coarse, low-born man that Pip eventually decides that he must run away and stuff. So, upon arriving at Santa's house, Clara's father is a drunken ogre and actually feels glad that he hoped Clara and Herbert escape him. And he finds Magwitch upstairs, and they try to roll him out, but then, like, FBI, open up! Instead of that, the police are like, give the convict, open up, give the convict! Instead of, FBI, open up, I chose, convict, open up! That doesn't really make a lot of sense. So, you know what happens next? A lot of other situations happen where Magwitch finally gets his revenge on a former convict who was so gentlemanlike that he got half the price of his prison term. He was supposed to have 14 years with Magwitch, but the other guy, Pumpkinson, got only 7 years because you're like, I'm so gentlemanlike. I didn't have nothing to do with this. He forced me to do this. Even though he was the one who forced Magwitch to do it, they were so biased because Magwitch was like, I don't know how to be a gentleman. While Pumpkinson was like, I know how to be a gentleman, Jerry. This guy forced me to do it. My God, that was terrible. And then Pumpkinson drowned because of this. He was still a convict, just more friendly with the judges. Yeah, that's about it. Now, years pass away. Joe's already married Biddy, and they have a son called Little Pip and a daughter. And actually, there are two versions of the ending here. Charles Dickens originally wrote a original ending, but then a friend noted that he wanted this ending better, so the original ending isn't very published, but here you go. Here's the ending. The unoriginal ending, the official one. Now, it's been years ahead, and Pip goes to Sada's house and finds out there's nothing remaining about it except for the garden and a wall. And then they talk to each other and they become friends again. Estella has divorced, is out of the marriage because her husband died a few years ago, and then she's still in the garden too, being here for after years and not being here. And lots of things happen. And they hold hands and they walk away and have a lot of great stuff to do. Now, here is the original ending. It's been years ahead, and Pip has a walk with Little Pip. Then Little Pip goes ahead, and they accidentally bump into Estella. Estella's married to a new man called a doctor, and she finally gets hurt. Mistaking Little Pip to be Pip's son, she decides she has to kiss him, and he's like, sure. And does that, and a lot of great things happen ever since. After finding all that, he really finds out that she has a heart now, and here's one of the most famous lines in the book. Oh, wait, here you go. I'm greatly changed, I know, but I thought you would like to shake hands with Estella too, Pip. Lift up that pretty child and let me kiss it. She supposed the child, I think, to be my child. I was very glad afterwards to have had the interview, for in her face and in her voice and in her touch, she gave me the assurance that suffering had been stronger than Miss Havisham's teaching, and had given her a heart to understand what my heart used to be. And that is how it ends. That's how the whole book ends, and yeah, that's about it. So, what do you think? Which ending do you actually like better? I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode, and I'll see you guys in my next episode. For now, peace.